We are so good. Oh my God. Can you believe it? What a plot twist today. What a plot twist, man. Liam Cohen, you're my guy, man. I hope you get the starting job as the head coach for the or for the Jaguars. Shout out to Liam Cohen. Good guy, man. Good guy. I love Liam Cohen. Honestly, get that job, man. This guy, what a day. What a day. Yesterday, I love it. Yesterday, my boy Trent Baalke gets fired from the Jaguars. What an MVP for the 49ers. This might have been the most clutch news of all time. Twice in his career, he has helped the 49ers get better. Now, check this out. Yesterday, Liam Cohen was supposed to get the second interview for the Jaguars head coaching job. He said, I ain't doing it because Trent Baalke was there. No way. I'm going to get paid to be the Buccaneers offensive coordinator and the highest paid offensive coordinator in the league. So they were like, the Buccaneers are, all right, cool. You're going to stay here. We're going to pay all this money. 24 hours later, plot twist of the fucking century. This man, Trent Baalke, was fired yesterday. Boom! Today he is discussing a deal to be the next head coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The drama. Oh, I love it. This is bigger drama than the 49ers, right? That I always say the 49ers are content. It's crazy. But the Jaguars right now are top of the world in terms of drama and content. I love it. And why is that good for the 49ers? Why is that good for the 49ers? Robert Saleh was supposed to be the top candidate after the Liam Cohen, situation. But guess what? Now, if Liam Cohen is the top candidate and he's basically going to get the head coaching job for the Buccaneers, that means Robert Saleh, his interview tomorrow is probably going to get canceled. And that means he is coming home. He is coming back to the Bay to be the defensive coordinator for the 49ers. Now, it's not guaranteed. It's a pretty good chance that he's back, right? Because he will get paid the highest paid defensive coordinator in all the land, according to all the reports from last week, right? He'll be the highest paid defensive coordinator in the NFL. This was what we found out. And I know he has other jobs on the table. Appreciate the badge, Pocho. And now I know there's other jobs on the table for him. The Dallas Cowboys reached out to him, but it doesn't seem too serious because they got other guys that they've been interviewing. And the Raiders, but it looks like the Raiders want to get Pete Carroll. So all this means is, ladies and gentlemen, get ready for the demon to return home. Robert Saleh, I think, will be the next defensive coordinator for the 49ers. I'd be shocked if he's not. The deal is on the table. It's waiting for him. The contract is waiting for that boy. Sign it. And he'll be the next DC. Oh, my God. I was so shook when I saw that report today. I said, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? This man, yesterday, Liam Cohen, was done. He's like, ain't no way. Ain't no way. But today, there was a way because they got rid of Trent Baalke. I guarantee you he called him and said, I will not be your coach. I won't take the interview if Trent Baalke's coming there and being my GM. Boom. Mr. Khan, the Jaguars owner, said, you're gone. See you, Trent. And then, boom, the dominoes fell. What a crazy twist. Like this coaching carousel, the NFL coaching, that's why the NFL is the best because you just don't know what's going to happen. Unbelievable. Trent Baalke, let's have a round of applause for Trent Baalke, man. What a fucking guy. I knew I liked him. I knew I loved him. At one point, and that's why, because he just helped the 49ers most likely land Robert Saleh. Now, if we don't get Saleh, I'm going to be sick, and this video is going to look absolutely cringe and stupid, and I'm going to be looking dumb. But, hey, right now, my boy, Trent Baalke, might have just helped the 49ers salvage their coaching search. Unbelievable, man. Wow. What a day. Woo! That's crazy. What a get. Oh, man. Oh, my God. Keep me up to date. What's going on? So should we recap? Okay. Thanks to Trent Baalke, basically, the 49ers reunion with Robert Saleh is on track. So that's it, right? So basically what happened, let's transpire the whole 24 hours again because some of you guys might have just came in. So boom, yesterday, Liam Cohen, he's the Bucs offensive coordinator, right? He's the Bucs offensive coordinator. He was supposed to have a second interview with the Jaguars for their head coaching job, and he's thought to be the top candidate at this point. Trent Baalke was still on the team. He was still the GM. He says, nope, don't want it. I don't want to be your coach. I don't want to be there. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers offered him to be the highest paid offensive coordinator in the league. Cool. He takes it. 24 hours later, this is what transpired. Trent Baalke was fired, and now Liam Cohen is interviewing. He's in Florida with the Jaguars to be their head coach. A day after he said, ain't no way. Crazy plot twist. And today, Robert Saleh was supposed to fly into Jacksonville for his interview tomorrow on Friday. And now it's probably it's not even going to happen unless they interview him, say, you want to be the DC or something. That's not going to happen, right? Because now the Niners have all the leverage for Saleh. Say, we got the contract for you. And Liam Cohen, he has all the leverage on the Jaguars. What a day, man. What a 24 hours. Trent Baalke, you might see him at, like, I don't know, Dick's Sporting Goods or something. You might see him there selling you golf clubs. I don't know. You might see him there at some point selling you golf clubs. He might be putting the golf clubs in the bag, baby. But all I know is Robert Saleh has a good chance of becoming the next defensive coordinator for the 49ers. What a day, man. Niners Crafts says, that's why I follow you. Appreciate you, my man. Thank you. Thank you for everybody. You know, that sucks for the Bucks, says Anthony. I don't think so. I think that is great news for the Bucks. I really feel that this was a good hire for. I think this is going to be the good hire for the Bucks. This is what they need. They need an offensive coach. They need a guy that's going to be able to salvage Trevor Lawrence, get what they can out of Trevor Lawrence, because he's still getting paid a lot of money. He's getting the $55 million deal. 55, right? It's $55 million a year. He's getting paid a lot of money. Whatever. He was a highly paid quarterback. He was their top pick a few years ago. He's supposed to be an elite quarterback, but he hasn't lived up to that hype, right? Look what Liam Cohen did with Baker Mayfield. He made that man look amazing. And Baker's a good quarterback, but it took him some time, and I think he found the right coaching staff, and that's what it was, is he had the right staff, the right coach, the right OC to kind of figure out what, we can do, what had to get done with Baker. He got the most out of Baker that any coach has ever got out of him. And I think Liam Cohen would do that for Trevor Lawrence. I think it's a great hire for the Jaguars, and it's a great hire for the Jaguars because that means the 49ers can get Robert Saleh potentially. So you're saying it's a good hire for the Bucks? Sorry, the Jags. Yeah, sorry. It's a great hire for the Jaguars, which is what I meant. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Wrong team. Bucks are in limbo. Yeah, sucks for the Bucks. You're right. I read that wrong. Absolutely read that wrong. I agree. Yeah, my bad. It's great for the Jaguars. It sucks for the Buccaneers. That's true. Yeah, I read the teams wrong. You guys are right. It does suck for the Bucks because now, who the hell? I read that wrong. Yeah, I thought it said Jags for some reason. My mind not computing right. Been a busy day, but it does suck for the Buccaneers. I agree. I do agree with that. We know you're just excited. Yeah, I am excited for this news right here. But yeah, I do think this sucks for the Bucks because he was a really good offensive coordinator. Now the Bucks are going to have to find a good offensive coordinator. It's not easy. And now at this point in the junction, all the good coaches have been taken and stuff like that. And it sucks because they thought they were paying Cohen a lot of money to stick around. They also lost one of their executives to be the GM for the Raiders, Spytech, right? So they've lost some good people, but that's what happens in the NFL. You lose coaches, you lose executives. Look at the Lions. The Lions lost their two best coordinators, and now we got to really see, can Dan Campbell pick up the pieces and coach the hell out of this team, which I don't know. But you're right. The Buccaneers, man, that's got to suck because they were like probably, all right. They were hyped up. We got our boy back. Baker's still going to cook. And then you lose the offensive coordinator. Now, I still think Baker could be good. I mean, I'm not saying it's just predicated on the offensive coordinator, but he really did help change Baker's game immensely. So we'll see. But it's great for the 49ers. As long as they land Robert Saleh, I'm happy, man. That's it. I'm just going to sit here, wait for all these updates. Now, there was an update yesterday. We talked about it. Pete Carroll was the guy that there's interest. There's intrigue. The team has discussed Pete Carroll, right, as a DC option. Now, he hasn't had an interview, but he has had some links towards the Raiders and the Cowboys. According to Pro Football Talk and a few other outlets, there was an informal discussion between Jerry Jones and Pete Carroll for the head coach. I can't see Pete and Jerry working. Come on, that'd be like Grumpier Old Men. You ever watch that movie? I don't know if you guys ever watched that movie, Grumpier Old Men, with Walter Matthau, and I can't remember the other guy, but two really older, they probably passed away, rest in peace if you did, older gentlemen. They were great actors, really good actors. They were these two old, they had like bitter beer faces, and they were just grumpy old men. That's what I imagine Jerry Jones and Pete Carroll hanging out together and coexisting. Like if Pete Carroll was coaching a team led by Jerry Jones, it's literally grumpier old men. It's crazy. That's how I picture that. Can you imagine? That was a classic movie. Yeah, I love that movie. That's the way I look at it. Grumpy old men. My man, Big Guy says this is an emotional roller coaster. They both passed away. Well, rest in peace to them. They were both fantastic actors in their day. I just remember that was a classic movie, man. Gen Z doesn't even know what that movie is. You're right. Gen Z never. Yo, if you guys want to watch a good classic like '90s movie, go watch Grumpy Old Men. They made a second one, Grumpier Old Men, but the classic was Grumpy Old Men. I remember watching that movie in like middle school or high school, and I was like, that was a good movie. That's you want some laughs? Two old men just yelling at each other. Good stuff. Go watch Grumpy Old Men, or go watch Jerry Jones and Pete Carroll talking to each other. That's the way I imagine it. So I am old, my friend. My man says my dad watches that. Yeah, well, I'm probably your dad's age. Liam Cohen better sign with the Jaguars. I hope so. My man says Salah is edging us. Like, okay, it's so drama. It's so dramatic. Like this drama has been crazy to me. Like it's an emotional roller coaster. Someone said in the comments, it's like we're up, we're down, we're up, we're down. We're like, oh no, oh yeah, holy shit. Like it is so crazy. This is crazy, man. How this situation's got me. Your dad's 43. I'm gonna be 41 this year. So told you I'm about your dad's age. This has been an emotional freaking roller coaster, man. But that's how the 49ers are every offseason, right? Getting older is a privilege. It's better than the alternative. Absolutely. It's better to get older than not get older, because the alternative is you're dead, and I don't want to be dead. So 44. There you go. You're close. You're a couple years older than me. David says they have to land Salah with all this enthusiasm. I think you're right. I think right now the hype is like generational hype. This would be crazy if they don't get Salah. I think with how hyped this fan base is right now, it would be so bad if you get into this offseason and you were thinking you're going to get Salah and then boom, you don't get him. I think that would really kill the momentum. You need to build momentum going into the new season. It's not just about getting good players, getting good draft picks and all that stuff. That is definitely a big part of, building your team, but you have to get some momentum. You got to get some, momentum rolling into the season and have a lot of like enthusiasm, because, teams that start off great and positive and all that energy, it carries into the season. So I do think getting a guy like Robert Salah would be a huge boost for the morale and the mentals for the 49ers and just in any team. When you have like a positive offseason, you're like so excited, you can't wait to play. And that just enthusiasm rolls into the regular season and so on and so on. So my man Ricky Waters back over here on the IG. My man Ricky Waters, shout out to my boy Ricky. He's been hopping in the lives. We do appreciate the legends. Maybe we'll have to check him one time and get him on the live or something one of these days. So appreciate you, Ricky, for always tuning in and chopping in on the Instagram. But big news today, right? Liam Cohen expected to take the Jaguars job. Spurns the Bucks. They're in limbo now. It's crazy how the things can change in 24 hours, and which means great news for the 49ers. They might get Robert Salah as the defensive coordinator. What a 24-hour, just like a soap opera. It's like As the World Turns, right? This is exactly like the soap operas my mom used to watch back in the day. I used to watch all the drama unfold, and now we see all the drama unfold as the 49ers and the rest of the NFL is trying to find their coaches. It's really a massive soap opera. It's reality TV at its finest, so Pete Carroll is our next DC. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think Pete Carroll's going to take the DC job. I think Pete Carroll wants to come back and coach as a head coach. I really do. I think that. So we want to talk about Pete Carroll. I think, he took a year off of coaching. I don't think he wants to just come back as an assistant. I know he can. He's been a fantastic defensive coordinator throughout his career. He's had head coaching jobs. Like Pete Carroll's an amazing head coach. As much as we hate him because he coached on the Seahawks and, the rivalry and stuff, but you take away that rivalry and just be objective. He's a great coach throughout his career. So I think taking a year away, kind of relaxing himself and getting himself, his mind right, I think he wants to come back and be a head coach. So We'll see. We'll see. Who gets special teams? I don't know, man. I know that there's been some news on that it's going to be Nick Sorensen or not, but they've interviewed a lot of people for that position. That one, to me, I think it's just up in the air. I really do. I don't know. I think the Niners really want to figure out if they can get Salah or not. I think once they get Robert Salah in the mix, then I think they'll be able to fix their coaches. Because I think Kyle's going to say, hey, these are our coaches. Who do you want? I think Kyle wants to run it by Salah if they get, Robert into the team as the DC. I think they're going to make some joint decisions here, and I think that's really what's driving these decisions. Is we want to get Salah first. Once we get him on board, then we can go and hire the rest of these coaches. I really think it's that simple. So we'll see. Kyle is too nice to the staff. Yeah. My man said Pete Carroll took a year off after coaching Geno. Probably. Does Will Campbell fall to 11, says Drewski? I hope so. I would love to get Will Campbell at 11, man. If the Niners could get Will Campbell or Kelvin Banks at 11, that's going to be a fantastic draft already. It's off to a great start. So we'll see. We shall see. Well, that's the good news. We're hyped up. We're excited. We're going to keep an eye on this situation. Again, Liam Cohen is in Florida. He's trying to get a contract done to be the next head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars a day after he turned him down on an interview. But then yesterday they fired Trent Baalke hours after he turned down the interview. And now Cohen had a change of heart. And the reason why this is relevant to the Niners is because Robert Saleh was the top candidate for the Jaguars job. But now he's not. He's probably not going to get hired there, which means he can take the job with the San Francisco 49ers. Unbelievable. Why is Banks dropping in a lot of mock drafts? That's a good question. There's always reasons for people to drop. But again, right now it's just predictions on what people saw in the bowl games and this and that. But until the Senior Bowl hits, until the pro days hit, until, the combine hits, that's when people make their stocks go up or down. There's going to be a lot of risers. There's going to be a lot of droppers in this in the draft. But, I can't tell you why Kelvin Banks dropped in the draft. Mock drafts, it's all subjective. It's what people want. And a lot of times, people are trying to predict some sleepers, some jumps, some risers here and there. So we'll see. I think Kelvin Banks definitely a top 10 pick. But if he drops, I hope the Niners could pounce on that one because he'd be a fantastic tackle. So Tampa Bay said he's not answering their calls. Yeah, that was the craziest part. Like Adam Schefter tweeted that out, that Liam Cohen was getting calls from Tampa Bay. Like he's been getting called all day. Bro put his phone on DND and he's just been hammering out a contract with that's crazy. Can you imagine? Like you're at one job and you're like, I want to go. I want to upgrade my job. I want to get a new job interview. You have a job interview. You're at this new job and you're like working on a contract and your old boss is calling you and calling you and calling you and calling you and texting you and calling you and texting you and calling you. And you ain't responding. Bro, if I'm that boss, I'm like, oh, he gone. We better figure out our next OC. We better find out our next employee. That is fucking crazy that he put the Buccaneers through that. I love Liam Cohen, man. Happy for him. That is crazy, man. Wild news. Hold up. I got a phone call myself. Hold up. We got a phone call. We got it. Liam, my man Liam, you answered my call. You called me, but you can't even answer your boss's call out in Tampa. Wild. Yo, shout out to you, though, for giving me a call. I know you're a busy guy. I know you're hammering out a job. I need you to take the job with the Jaguars. I actually got a real call coming through. I got to go, ladies and gentlemen. I got an actual call coming through. It might actually be Liam. Y'all have a good one. Stay tuned.
Call. This call is from Gina Mark.